All right, welcome everybody. And thank you guys for showing up and being on this Zoom today and really contributing to this second part of this connecting piece, following up to the 7 steps that we went over in the first connecting piece. And we've been chatting and just trying to figure out the best way to help people understand this whole connection piece, because it really is the most important part of everything that we're going to do and moving forward with this. It is about making a genuine connection with another human being. And as we were just talking about before we started the recording was, steps 1, 2, and 3, really the win is right there. In the genuine connection that we make with this person, they already want to be a part of what you're doing. They want to be a part of your culture and your energy and your enthusiasm before they even watch the video. And we can do that. Laura, you shared a quote from Esther Hicks, who you were just at earlier today. And do you want to just share that quote real quick, what she said about timing in people's lives?
Sure. Timing, welcome everybody. Timing, this is your timing. Timing is always about connection. Timing is always about connection. So how well can you connect to someone will determine even the timing in terms of influence.
And then she went on to say, you can shift a person's timing from not being ready right now to being ready right now because of that connection that you make with them, that authentic, very transparent connection, a real true connection. And that's the power of this connection piece. And so we really, it's our responsibility to develop that ability and that skill to truly connect with another human being so that that trust is gained and we move them into that place where they've been looking for their whole life. So Lenny, this is something that we've all been on this mission, and with this company, with Isogenics, we've been with it on this mission for 14 years now plus, and for you. And this is an evolving process. And so there's some things that you had to share that you were talking about with Kathy Cooper, and some of the things that really help in that connecting and the intentions and how we set ourselves up as we're getting ready to talk to somebody.
Absolutely. I love this so much. I'm so grateful to be on this Zoom with all of you today. I feel honored. And this is my passion. And I really think that it starts with me. It all comes from my excitement, from my confidence, from my boldness and my energy. Kathy Coover, just a few days ago in Arizona at the end of our New Year kickoff event, she talked about that's your responsibility. Your energy is your responsibility. Your confidence is your responsibility. And when we are a product of the product and we really know from where we're coming, that is the beginning of greatness. And I do want to say that the more you watch the video, the first video and the second video, but the first video on foreverpack.com, when Dave goes in and explains the science so beautifully, the more you watch it, the more your confidence is going to rise and rise and rise and rise. Tony Robbins teaches clearly that the person with the most confidence always influences the other person in a conversation. That is worth its weight in gold. So when you're excited about this, make sure to notify your face. For years and years, I've had this simple approach where I say breathe, smile, and dial. Breathe, smile, dial, like either breathe and move and dance and whatever you have to do to get your energy up. Even if you're walking into a Starbucks or you're somewhere, just make sure that you smile. Scientifically, that changes things, right? So the higher your confidence that you know that this Forever Pack is going to bless any single human that puts it in their body. It's going to bless them. And the more you believe that in your heart, it cannot be stopped. People are going to be attracted to you and they're going to want what you have. You have something that everybody wants. Come from that place. And I'm telling you, the world is your oyster. I mean, really, truly, it's fun to connect. It's fun to share a spark. It's fun to be that person that delivers the hope. Because we know from David, the hope turns into the faith into the action, and action breeds results all day long. And so I'm just so excited to share and learn on this. I'm taking notes on this call because we're going to give you some actual things to say. But again, before you can say anything, you have to be something, and you have to be confident and be bold about this, guys. Once you watch that video one time, you know more than 99% of all humans on our earth, including doctors. And so with that responsibility comes the the important part where we now need to go take this message to the world, because the only reason they're not with us and they're not on the Forever Pack is because they don't know about it. And that's a fact. So Dave, I just am so excited about this.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go into the nuts and bolts. This is going to be like a mastermind. Each one of us here has something to contribute. And, you know, being intentional and figuring out what your intention is in the first place is the foundation for launching this. And Laura, you've been at this for a long time and you are a master at this piece. I'm like listening to you thinking, teach me more about this, you know, give me some more clarity on this. And so let's
Sure.
give some of that clarity to these guys right now on a nuts and bolts level and setting up the intention.
Absolutely, and thank you. I really believe that your attitude about what you intend to do is everything, right? So get very clear, really clear on what you want to do. Do you want to help a couple people and get your products paid for? There's nothing wrong with that. Do you want to help a whole ton of people and make tons of money? There's nothing wrong with that. So first, feel okay with whatever you desire, and then ask yourself, what do I believe about this intention? Because your level and your ability to connect with any other human being is all going to stem from that core. So for me, it's all about core values, what you believe in, what you desire, all of these things. And it all starts there. Okay. And Isagenix is right behind us, you know, the founders, everything, saying we want to free people from physical and financial pain to create the largest health and wellness company in the world. Where are you in a pillar of that? And at any level, and get really comfortable and confident in that, because, you know, we can tell someone be confident, right? But you have to truly be confident. That's something from within. So get really clear with that intention and think about it every single morning. Every single morning, you know, instead of being like, are you stressed about paying for your Isagenix or your bills or your other things? Or are you saying, you know, there's going to be people in my day today that are going to be perfectly placed in my path at the supermarket, at work, whatever. And it's up to me to create that spark of curiosity, which is the next step. Either inbound by being a spark of curiosity, walking around the Isagenix shirt, shaker bottle, you know, having a knee shot, whatever it is that you're doing, you know, as you get more and more entrenched in Isagenix, or, you know, or outbound. Are you really intentionally living out loud, you know, in terms of this lifestyle? So it really all first sits back with the intention of what you want, and, you know, and really sitting in that in the morning.
So let's just get some feedback from you guys. Like Angel, you're doing this full time. This is your thing, right? Your intention is not to just get your products paid for. They are to build this incredible business while transforming people's lives. So you think about this every morning, right? And you're being intentional in the actions that you're choosing to do. What are some of those actions? And you had an incredible story today that happened that I'd love for you to share with people. But what are some of your intentions that you're thinking? Hey, I'm coming from the standpoint and the perspective that I want to live my dream life. I want to build wealth. I want to change people's lives, and I want to live a dream life. So how do you kind of set yourself up for that from that perspective?
Thank you so much for having me on. And I'm grateful to be here with all of you. What I want to share is, you know, social media is a huge platform that we have, and I love sharing stuff that's going to add value to people's life on Facebook. So not just all about Isagenix or all about our products, but actually adding value and showing people living vitality life and healthy life and bringing wellness into their life and them, you know, aging better. And so just showing the value that these products will do for them is massive and huge, not just all about the product, but what's the benefit of the product, and going at it like that when you're sharing on social media and with other people outside as well.
Yeah, and so that's been your approach, and you have been showing what does that healthy lifestyle look like in different posts, and the way that you're showing that people with vitality, people who look like they're glowing, they have a balanced life, they're enjoying their health, they're enjoying life because of their health. And so what was somebody that reached out to you today? How simple was this as you've been approaching your day like that, day after day, week after week? I mean, this isn't something you're just starting. You've been getting better and better at it, and you've been consistent with it. But because of that consistency and that intention, can you give us the example of what happened today?
Yes. So a guy reached out and said, I've just been watching your posts. They're inspiring, and I love the results that the people are getting from your page. And I would love to know more about your program. So I just basically said, you know, I'd love to share with you. It's been a game changer for me. You know, the science will blow you away. And all I want you to do is take a few minutes and check out this video on this website. and let's connect after you watch the video. I mean, basic, simple words, you know, just being confident and saying the science will blow you away.
And you didn't go
Not,
into
are
the
you
ingredients. You didn't go into the science. You didn't go into the ingredients. You just said, watch this, right? It's going to blow your mind.
Absolutely. And it's been a game changer for me, and I'm getting amazing results, and they're the results that you're seeing on my page. So back referring to what he asked or said in the very beginning of why he reached out. So just reaffirming that this is what the people are doing to get the results that he is inspired by.
And so what happened?
I sent him the video. Yeah, I sent him the video, and like he messaged me right after he watched it, and he says, it all makes sense. You know, how do I get started? And I kind of went into just, you know, it's one shake a day. You take 2 pills in the morning, 2 pills at night, just like it states in the video. And all I need from you is your shake flavor and your credit card. And I mean, I signed him up right then. I mean, less than 30 minutes from the minute he reached out to me.
Wow. And some of the posts you're showing, again, would just, you're not selling product in those posts. You're exemplifying what a healthy lifestyle looks like, right? And using
Absolutely.
examples that,
Yeah.
I love that. Anybody want to add anything in this mastermind here to that intention? Because you set up the intention. What about somebody, Alex? Do you have people that you're working with that are just like, they're kind of dipping their toe in the water?
It's interesting. You know? It's interesting because my intention is a little bit like, I love the Forever Pack and all of our products, and they're fantastic. And I've got nutrition background, so I have that confidence and that posture in wanting to help people with their health. And my intention, as Laura was saying, is really about building this business and gifting people with the business. And so strangely, that's what I've been noticing, and that's who's been attracted to me. And yesterday alone, 3 people, as I was getting my car serviced, the conversation began around making money, because they were just as much pain, if not more pain financially, than they were with their health. And so I found it almost easier to have the conversation around what they do for a living, how much they love it. They must be so good at it. You know, if that could be different, what would it look like? You know, and it was the same conversation and the same questions as I would ask as I'm uncovering what their desires are around their health. Only this is just my different intent right now. I'm thinking U + 2, U + 2, U + 2, and I'm thinking business. That's what's going in my mind all day. And so, yeah, I've got 3 leads. And in fact, one of them was, it really was put in my path, head down, working at Starbucks on my computer. And someone walked up to me and said, excuse me, were you at that event the other night? Not even 3 minutes later, you know, he said, so what do you do? And I just said, I'm just passionate about nutrition. And he literally says to me, by chance, is it isogenics? And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Like, is this how it works? And he's been on it in the past. He's revisiting it and wants to look at the business because of the simplicity of this Forever Pack. Sent him to the site. Same thing. And then the lady, real quick, I'll just finish with this. This woman that I was talking with, I got the hit. I got this little tug that just said, she needs to hear about the business. She needs to hear about the business. She's not sitting here. I'm not going to have this conversation about health with her right now. She was making bagels for people at the in the kind of waiting area while I was getting my car serviced. And she just didn't look super happy. I thought, man, I wonder if she sits here all day long, you know? And so we started talking, and I asked her, I said, you know, are you going to be here later? I'm going to go back, you know, I'd love to finish our conversation, but I got to go, you know, run home real quick while I'm waiting and get my computer. And she says, I'm going to be here all day, like that. And I just said, you know, by chance, would you be having to, you know, looking for a little side hustle? And she's like, yes. I mean, it was just like bold, but the intent was there. And and I said, well, gosh, I guess we should rewind. It's all around nutrition. Let's talk about that first. Let me send you to this website. So we're following up today, and she's excited to look into it. But whatever it is, your intention is really everything. So I just wanted to affirm that in a big way.
Yeah, so just a couple points. One, to reiterate, and then I want to drive a little bit deeper with you on something. So your clear intention, and like Angel, your intention is very clear. And so you are attracting to you people that are very specific to that clear intention that you decided. You're not like trying to decide whether or not you want to do it. You've decided, you're all in. And so therefore, it's a match. The other thing that you do really well that I've watched you do is you meet people where they're at. And Laura, you were talking about this as well, and I want to get your thoughts on this. But Alex, you listen to people so well and put yourself in their shoes, Alex, and lead them from that point rather than trying to get them to where you are right now. And hey, you need to do this full time. You're literally listening to that person. And because you listen, you can lead them and connect with them where they're at rather than where you're at. So Alex, do you want to talk a little bit about that? And then Laura will jump to you and then we'll go.
Yeah, sure. And I think it really is there a natural steering of this conversation, right? Like if they're in this place and, you know, way over here, and I'm trying to like, my agenda is to get the conversation around nutrition, then it's my agenda that's going to come through. My energy around that is going to come through. And that's where I think most new people are going to feel the most nervous because they, you know, inherently don't want to feel like it's their agenda, right? Because then it feels like they're selling and like, it's kind of icky. So by listening instead and asking more questions until you can really step in their shoes, as you said, and empathize with where they are, and yes, you agitate it a little bit with more questions so that you can really feel it, but then to flip that around and say, gosh, if you could turn that the other way, what if you did have a job that you really love? Like, what would that look like? How would that change your life? Or what if you did, you know, have that health and that vibrancy, or if you could sleep better at night, or if that pain were gone? You know, what would that feel like? We're you know, create all of that conversation with people, that connecting with people, it does the heavy lifting for you. It shows that that you care about them, that you're listening to them, and you're creating the gap between where they really are and where they want to be. Because right now it's all muddled. They're just kind of living with it. So it's our job to kind of like, oh, let's talk more about that. And how's that affecting you? And what if it were different? What have you tried? Whether it's work or the products, or their nutrition, their health, and then the other side, help them to see that. And then you just kind of feel, I really feel like if you're just silent enough and listening deeply enough, you're going to know which way to steer with it. But you got to trust that, trusting that. So I don't know, does that answer?
Yeah, because when you do that properly, you guys, they already say yes right there. Now you just have to go through the formalities of sending them to the video. Angel, you already made the connection with that person. They already said yes before you sent them to the video. But there has to be this skill, this understanding, and this intention, and some of the skill that goes along with it. And this is really step 2 that we're talking about out of the 3 steps, is creating that spark of interest in the connection piece. Lenny, is there anything you wanted to say? And then we'll jump to Laura and have her go a little deeper on this step 2, and Angel as well.
Yeah, you know, I just love this so much, and thank you everybody for sharing. I want to go back to one little piece here, that is that it's your personal testimony that is the juice for you, because you knowing, I know that this Forever Pack will make everybody's health improve. It will absolutely help anyone that will put it in their body. They'll become a better mom, a better dad, a better employee, a better boss, a better partner, a better everything. And you knowing that and having that confidence, it oozes out. And I wrote a letter. I've been sending this out lately, and I just want to read it real quick. Is that okay if I do that right now? Yeah. It's just a little text. It's, you know, like, imagine it's Mary. Hey, Mary, Happy New Year. I sincerely hope you're off to the best year of your life. I know I am. And one of the reasons I am is because of some mind-blowing science I've learned about that is guaranteed to take your health to your next level. It's super simple, completely affordable, and scientifically proven. Hey, if I send you a short video, would you watch it? And I mean, everyone's saying yes. Who's going to say no to that? First of all, it's just so brilliant, and it's so fun. It's never been this easy. We don't have to know anything. I don't have to know anything about these products. I don't need to know how the catalase works or the protease and the shake. I don't need to know any of that. All I need to be is excited, confident that it's going to work for them, and guarantee them that it's going to help take their health to the next level. Mm-hmm. And even if they want to get started in the business, we have to say, but first, testimony. And we want to get them onto the video the same time. Every single time we get them back to the video so that they call back excitedly, and they get that in their body, and then we go from there. You guys, this is so much fun. But again, it's about listening and seeing what's up with them. And don't forget, Dave. Dave has already
given us the 7 steps to take me to your leader that I've been mastering. And there are some things in that document that you can go check out in the member login area, foreverpack.com, that you deserve to also really nail just by asking a question like, if there were 1 or 2 things that you could improve about your health, what would be at the top of the list? That is so brilliant, because they immediately start talking about things. And then you and your confidence can say, I just discovered this mind-blowing science that's going to totally help you with that. So I just think this is amazing.
Yeah, I love that. Angel, did you want to say something?
Yes, and for like the professionals, I know a lot of people in like the chiropractic world and like muscle activation, that sort of thing. I just send out to them, I respect you in your line of work, and I believe that I have something you definitely need to look at. It's going to help you, and I know for a fact will help your clients even more than what you're already doing with them get the amazing results they're looking for. Would you be open if I send you this video and let me know what you think? And he wrote back, absolutely, I'll check it out. So just being bold, saying you respect them and that they're going to get even better results than what they're already doing, so you're not slamming what they're already doing. And then just saying, would you let me know what you think? Yeah,
and that goes back to what Lenny was saying too. You have confidence in that message that you sent to them. How many times have you seen the presentation, live and on the video?
Probably 10.
Yeah. So until you've watched it 10 times, you guys, you don't have a right to say, I've watched it enough times, right? So Laura, again, so the first step is setting your intention clearly and making sure that you understand, why am I building this, and really getting clear so that you're attracting the equal partnerships of people that you want to be, attracting into your day. So the second piece is creating a spark of interest, and then knowing what to say at that point. So let's go a little bit deeper into what you've got on step 2.
Sure. And I mean, for those of you who are watching that are just starting out or just saying, I just don't know what to say, we were there. Okay. So first, I always say, be bad till you're good. Stumble upon your words a little bit until you get more comfortable saying them. Everything is awkward at first. So wherever you are, don't give up on yourself or sharing the Forever Pack being like, oh, wasn't for me. It might not be the angle. Because again, having that clarity will bring you clear people. If you're hesitating on certain areas, you're going to bring people to you that hesitate on those areas. So if you're hesitating still on the price point, even though it's genius, there's a lot of things about this model that make it so much easier in terms of connecting with less struggle. So I think get very comfortable with that intent, but then also recognize, there's some powerful words in just listening. I always tell people, this is a Laura St. John quote, that I hear with my ears, but I listen with my heart. Okay. And when you are listening with your heart, when you truly are sitting in that intent, your help radar is on, it's like a radio, and you can hear people complain all over planet Earth, wherever you go. One of my favorite lines to say to people is, that sounds hard. Okay, someone's gonna say, I have the shoulder problem, I've got this going on, I've got no energy, like I really need to lose weight, or whatever the complaint is, you have to, when you're in your intent, you can hear that complaint loud and clear. That signal goes off to you, and you answer with something that is not just jumping at them saying like, oh my gosh, I got a solution for you, I got to show you, okay, that's like coming from that will come from an insecure place if you need to pounce. Okay, just be really calm and say, you know what, I think I can help you with that. That sounds hard. And once you make that connection, it's so authentic and it's very simple. Okay, it's a really simple place to start, and it's really easy for you to look out and see the old you. And if you're just getting started on this and you don't have the belief, like when I hear years, he's so strong, it oozes into you. So you can have so much belief by watching the videos over and over again that you ooze it into other people and they can feel your certainty. Or you can tap into words and thoughts that we're giving you here, such as, that sounds hard, I think I can help you with that. If you just take a few minutes, this 15-20 minutes, like what if this is a video that and some information that's mind-blowing science that will really change the course of your life. Like if you're desiring change, what if this 15 minutes does that for you? What if? I don't know, right? Maybe it will, maybe it won't, and you release it. Then you're not coming from a need. You're not coming from like a lackey, oh my gosh, who am I going to sign up today? You're really intentionally like, I want to help this person. And there's some really easy words around that that seem really good to me, because what if you don't know, right? Like, what if it takes 18 months for them to see a difference with isogenesis? Maybe it's one day. I've seen people now in one day being like, oh my goodness, right? But you need to like really push forward for yourself in creating your stories. Just like Dave told me when we first started with Forever Pack, he's like, Laura, just wait till the results start pouring in. You know, you build your own arsenal of belief through all of the stories, but you know that what you want to do, and you're creating that spark of interest. You are going outside in this world, whether it's out physically or out digitally, representing who you are, you know. And I always just tell people, be the example. You know, insight is more powerful than eyesight. Be insightful about what you want and who you want to connect with. They're there everywhere. If you open your eyes to it, those solutions are everywhere. Those people are everywhere that are desiring change. So my intention for you to sit in is, I want to attract people today who are ready and desiring for change. If they don't desire for change, it's going to sound like it's too expensive. I didn't have time to watch the video. You know, all of their I'm not ready comes forward in an excuse. And that's just their feeling of I'm not ready. But again, you can shift their timing a little bit in your enthusiasm, in your excitement, being like, I don't know, maybe it's not for you, but what if? And it really encourages them. And I use words like encourage. I really encourage you to take the time, because even if it's not for you, what if it's for your neighbor or your friend or your family? This stuff is like science like I've never seen before. And use very simple language like that, and you'll attract people who are desiring change.
Yeah, one of the things I just want to say real quick, and I love all of this, like this is all gold, you guys. Going back to the confidence that you guys have now, it's because you understand, and I could say some of the things that I say and that I can post very quickly based on listening to somebody, and the response that I can give to them is because I know how important the role that DNA plays in every single cell of the entire human anatomy. If it's their cardiovascular system, their pulmonary system, their digestive system, their mental processing system, their everything, their skin, hair, eyes, organs, and bones, our DNA plays such a critical role in that. And we have a product that supports that DNA. So no matter what their challenge is, I know that isogenesis has the possibility, and it's probably a really high possibility they're going to notice something pretty quick. So like, even with millennials, people are saying, well, but millennials don't really think about, you know, aging and things like that. Yeah, but they have cells and they're concerned with how those cells are functioning. So this is something in a script type of way, because I've watched the video so many times, right? I understand the role that DNA plays. I could say this with confidence and change somebody's timing to be right now to watch this video. So what would I say to somebody who's a millennial, who's not thinking about aging related degenerative issues? First of all, you've already lost a third of your DNA before you're born, and it's getting worse. Pre-teenagers are developing degenerative diseases and are not expected to live as long as their parents. Now that would catch somebody's attention, right? No matter what age they are. This is proven science that is impacting all of us at a DNA level because of the environment and stress that we're exposed to. And for you, as a younger person, it started in the womb for you. That's how bad this is getting. So do you want to do something about it? Here's some of the incredible results that we've seen, from skin issues to teachers calling parents and saying, I can't believe what's happened to your child. So what are we noticing with the Forever Pack? Better mental focus and clarity, better endurance and core strength, better recovery from late nights and hard workouts and competitions, better sleep, better digestion, better recovery from injuries and trauma of all kinds, better mental ability for tests and homework, better moods and less irritability from stress, relief from chronic issues. You are your DNA on every level. There are things we just don't have to accept as normal, even for young aged kids. So what, and I think a lot of us that are older, are looking at kids like we used to look at ourselves as kids, where we're swinging around on the monkey bars with no issues. Like kids today are healthy like we were when we were young, and that is just not the case. There's a knowing that I know about kids today, just like I know about how DNA impacts every single one of us. Kids are not healthy today. They are dealing with issues that we never had to deal with. There are babies being born with type 2 diabetes. And I've had nurses confirm that back to me over and over and over again, right in my presentations. So the more we know, the more confidence and the more knowing that we know, we get into this place where we can connect with somebody because we've listened and take the right information and give that to them in the moment. And maybe that moment, the timing wasn't right. They didn't even know this was going to happen to them today. And all of a sudden, because of the way we're confident and the information we give back based on what we've listened, we just made the timing right for them. And we shifted them, and they had this incredible life transformation that changes their life for the rest of their life. Is that possible? Hello, it happened to me. If that happened, did that happen to you guys with Isagenix? The timing becoming right, and it shifted every area of your life? Mm-hmm. This is where we're at, and it's not an isolated case. This is not a unique thing. This is what we do, you guys. So going into step 3, we covered step 1, being intentional. Why Isagenix for you? Get your products paid for, or this is going to be your career, this is going to be your business, this is the thing that's going to lead to your dream life. 2, creating a spark of interest, which really comes from you watched the presentation at least 10 times now. You get it. You've made the correlations between DNA and every single human being's anatomy and how to listen and make that connection in that moment. And because of that, you're able to get them to say a yes before they've even watched the video. Number 3, how do we get them to the video, Laura? This is step 3, the final step, sending them to the information and following up. And it is breaking up just a little bit on you right now. So
part. I mean, step 2 is really, I challenge people before they move. Oh, any better? All right, let's try that. Any better?
Okay, that does sound a little better right now.
I hear you. Better?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, let me know. Okay. So, I mean, I just think I challenge everyone who's watching this, in that step 2, as you're moving into step 3, what are you doing to create that spark of curiosity? Outbound, are you wearing a shirt that says Isagenix, or carrying around a shaker cup, or bringing the to-go packets of the Isagenix shake with you? What are you posting online, that you can be more and more intentional too, so you can attract those people. So inbound comes from your intent, but outbound is 100% up to you. What do you do in terms of your actions every day? Once there's a spark of interest, you want to immediately send people to the link. Okay, take that spark of interest and don't let it lag, because a spark can really die out. It's just like a flame, right? Like you're striking that match right then and there, and you look or feel better. And so you want to share with people right then and there, and don't hesitate. Okay, let you get in the way of you. Okay, this is you gifting Isagenix to someone and letting them decide if it's the right time for them. So don't, at this point, you're just like, I get really bold. You can say things like, are you open to? If so, I'll share this video with you. I'm really strong and confident, right? That is
it's breaking up a little bit on you, Laura.
Like, oh,
so hold on for a second. See if you can get a little bit better signal.
Take a look at this. It is
He's going on.
going to be worth your 15 to 20 minutes. It blows my mind. It's changed my life. It's changed.
Hey, Laura.
Okay.
Laura,
sorry,
can you hear me?
Guys.
So it's really breaking up pretty bad. So what we'll do is I want to get some feedback, and it was pretty clear some of the points that she had come through. When you get that spark of interest, immediately don't hesitate.
Let me know. Better?
Yeah, we will. So like you were saying, Angel, you sent them the video very quickly. You didn't hesitate. You trusted in the vehicle. You trusted in the tools, and let that do the job. So is anything coming up for anybody that you want to share about that piece?
Yeah, I do the if then, if I were to share this with you, would you get back on the phone with me later tonight? Or, if I were to share this video with you, it's about 22 minutes. Would you be, able tonight or tomorrow to get on the phone with me? It's like, it's very matter of fact. It's very simple because most of the work's already been done in the connecting. Right at that point, they're already going to, when they watch that video, I know, and I have the posture that they're gonna look at our conversation and they're gonna infuse their story right into that video, and so it's done in my mind, right? So I'm just saying, okay, well, when do you have time? Like yesterday, this woman, I said, what's the rest of your afternoon looking like? Do you think you can carve out 20 to 30 minutes to watch a video? Would you be willing to do that? And she's like, yeah, sure. And I said, is tonight a good time for me to follow up or tomorrow? The posture is very, very like, let's do this. Let's close this loop. Right. And sometimes it does look like that. When do you think for sure you'll be able to watch this 22-minute video? It's going to blow your mind.
Alex, just to interject right there, that's because of your intention is, I want to build an organization that's going to change the world. We're going to have thousands and thousands of people. We're going to transform lives in the world, right? So you're doing that proactive following up rather than just doing it very casually or conveniently, right?
Yeah. Well, and also it's like, I can just send you to this website, but this is so profound and I'm sure you're going to have some questions. So I'd love to make sure that we align a time to get back together while it's fresh in your mind. Right. So when do you think for sure you'll be able, when do you think for sure you'll be able to watch it so we can set up a time, right away? And if you're brand new and you're terrified of that follow up, that's when you would just be authentic about it. I was so blown away and I had so many questions when I learned about this. I still can't even answer them. So my friend, the guy who shared it with me, we actually aligned a couple of times this week that we're going to be able to answer people's questions. I'm so excited to learn more. So when do you think for sure you'll be able to watch it? And then maybe I can set up a time so I can have him on the call with me.
Yeah.
Right.
And you can go on forever and ever in that piece too. I've seen like in trainings where people send back a text that's like 2 screens long, right? Yep. And you didn't do that, right, Angel? You just said, here, watch this video.
Yep.
Keep it simple.
Absolutely. Keep it simple, right?
Right.
Then we always want them to think, I can do that when they share.
Right. Right. Yeah. But I think it's important to be authentic too. If you are shaking in your boots about, inviting them because you don't know what to say when they have questions afterwards, then figure that piece out before you start sharing. How am I going to help them get their questions answered so that I don't try to answer them and talk them right out of it. If people really recognize we can talk people right out of it, we do need to keep it super simple. This video is going to answer all your questions, but you might still have a few, maybe about some people you think about while you're watching it. Planting seeds always for more people. So I really do. I like to kind of throw out there that we have support, and you're probably, if you have questions, we're going to want to have, I'd like to have somebody there to help support you too.
Yeah. And that's part of that step 7, right? Where we're showing that person by having the third party help answer the questions that they can do the same thing as well.
Right.
Fits right.
But we're planting it ahead of time, right? I was born 6 weeks premature. I'm always ahead of myself. So I'm always thinking 2 steps ahead.
Yeah.
How am I going to enroll this person? I'm going to enroll them because I'm asking them right now while they're watching it to make a list of the people they're thinking of while they're watching it. It's going to blow your mind. And you're going to be thinking about your aunt, your mom, and your best friend and your sister. So go ahead and write them down because I'm telling you, you're going to probably want to send them to this too. That's just a posture of, you're not going to want to keep this to yourself. I'm so darn excited. And it makes them want to watch it even more. Like, oh my gosh, this must be really pretty intense. So when do you think you can watch it? Let's get on the phone.
Yeah. You had a couple of things you wanted to share and then we'll try Laura again.
Yeah. Okay. I love this so much. This is such a great mastermind. I mean, my mind's just blowing up with things for myself. And so thank you, all of you. And one thing that I am really set on is, something that we learned from one of our mentors, David Wood, many years ago. And he said that, and your expectation about what somebody else does or doesn't do is your enemy. And your detachment from what somebody else does or doesn't do is your friend. Totally. That comes from the book, The Magician's Way, right? And so when you get them to the video, that's step 1, get them to the video. If they get excited about the science and they call you back, then you are excited to work with them. If they're not excited, you guys, again, I want to stress that once you watch the first 22-minute video, you know more than 99% of all humans on this planet, including doctors. But really, you have to remember that isogenics has only been able to be successfully infiltrated into 0.05 homes in America. That means 99.5% of homes has no idea what this science is. And so remember, if they're not interested and they say no, that's your answer. You just received your answer, and get excited about that. All the right people say no, so that all the right people can say yes, because we only have so many people we can be working with, right? It's a very critical thing. And so I just wanted to say that. And I wanted to also say that one more thing, if that's okay, and that is, when you stop to think about who's on our radar, it's anyone who eats and anyone who's aging, which just happens to be the whole wide world. So as you get clever and you get focused, there's a lot of niche markets. One week you can focus on school teachers. One week you can focus on moms, dads. One week you can focus on real estate agents. One week you can go and talk to chiropractors. But the bottom line is, we have something for everyone. And so just remember that you really hold a gift. You really do. And if you're truly grateful, you're absolutely going to share. It's part of the law of gratitude, is that when you're grateful, you share. And you could even say that, I'm so grateful for this. It's had such a tremendous impact on me. I'm so excited about science. I just want to share it with you. Would you watch it? And let the video do the heavy lifting. You don't have to do anything else. You just have to follow up. That's all our job is, So I just wanted to add that.
Yeah, Alex.
Yeah, I just want to wrap that too, because I totally agree with you. There's a sense of expectancy, not expectation. It's an expectancy. It's an enthusiasm. It's a holding the space for them of what you believe to be true and possible for them. But releasing and non-attachment to that outcome. And I will actually state that sometimes. And I'll say, look, I am completely not attached as to whether or not you decide to get this for yourself. I am attached that you listened after our conversation, and how excited that I am that this is a possibility for you, and I want to close that loop with them and let them know it's totally your decision. I'm not attached to that, but I really want you to know about it. A lot of people, or whatever the conversation was that dictated that.
And I can't help but coming back to what we started in the beginning, was that intention. You have that philosophy that's governing your response or reaction to people. Because of your intention, that it's not going to be one person for you that's going to build this legacy. It's going to be this continual effort that never ends, and that you're just sifting through the no's to find the yeses. And so, Laura, it looks like you have a lot better connection. Your video is coming through great. So
good. Oh, good. Is that better?
Yes.
Okay, phew. I mean, guys, I was a big fat no for 2 years. Okay, so don't ever give up on anybody. And that's a huge thing to take with you when you're connecting. I mean, you can hear everybody's voices today. We're all so certain in these products, right? We know they work. If you're not sure, do not stop sharing until you're sure, right? Just build enough success stories in your bank till you're just as bulletproof as we are. Because and I love what was just stated. I'm not going to go too far, but big fat no's are, you wouldn't want to be dragging those people when they're not ready anyway. I would have not been ready for my sponsor, Bethany, and I would have been annoying, right, to have on her team. Yet when I joined, I was ready. Is the connection still good?
Yes.
Okay. Then I just want to share. Yep. Good. Okay. I'll share some practical tips on, just some people that I've shared with the Forever Pack. Okay. One example was my internet went down. And my internet guy came to our house and he said, what do you do? So you guys really have to have this honed in, and it takes a while sometimes to just come down to that. I think someone else here, maybe it was Alex, said, I'm passionate about nutrition. So even if you are, hey, I'm an interior designer, but I'm passionate about nutrition, you don't have to be doing this full time yet to still say, to bring it into what you do. So that's a really key point, and being like, I am so passionate about it. And then that passion is going to create a spark, right? It's back to step 2. It's going to create that spark. So then how do you get to step 3, which is just sharing the link? Don't over explain it. Don't go into you needing to be a scientist. Don't go, watch it 10 times for only to build certainty. Okay, because this is an emotional decision. Do not watch it 10 times so you can memorize the full script and be the scientist. Okay, so definitely move people with the emotions of the certainty that you think this could help them. And
Yes.
gosh, if for some reason it didn't, right? These products are guaranteed. Isagenix is so gracious to give a 30-day money back guarantee because they know it's going to work too. Okay, so
Can I
move
just
with
say
that.
something? I just want to reiterate that because that's worth pointing that out so you guys don't miss that. I mean, we get so caught up in hearing and we're like, yay, Laura, you had a win, but we just missed the principle. And the principle was you've watched it enough to know that you know that you know. And so when the guy comes over to fix your internet or the mechanic's fixing your car or somebody asks you, what do? You don't have to be doing Isagenix full time. You've watched the video enough to know that, hey, I'm passionate about what I know, and I don't think you know this yet. And so you just sparked some interest in that person. You don't go into the science of it, you send them to the video right at that point because you created the spark of interest to get them to watch it with how you just presented. I'm passionate about health. Yeah.
Right.
Very
And you
important.
move people move into action. You will move them into watching their video by emotionally swaying them. Okay. Logic comes next. Knowledge comes next. So emotions lead the way.
Ooh, I like
and
that.
that's what you're feeling from us in this mastermind, that you have to emotionally, change the lens. When you say that's hard, or yes, I can help you with that, or this is what I'm passionate about, you're literally you're doing one of two things. You're either jumping into the lens that they're in. So if they just complain to you, I sat next to someone on a flight last week that is signing up too, and she's a nurse and she travels, and I mean, like, and it's like, she was complaining about something, and I said, that sounds hard. But then I shifted her and I said, I have something you would be perfect at. And but then I didn't go into it all, even though she was a nurse. I'm like, just because you're a nurse, you're going to really appreciate the quality of the science that has gone into this. You're going to appreciate the integrity behind this company. Speak to, again, the beliefs and the emotions and what you feel about it. One of the things I even set up on stage once at Celebration was, you don't want to get into a battle of knowledge. You don't want to speak
Right.
from being an expert at knowledge. The video does that for you, but you can be an expert. You always are an expert at your own feelings, and people can feel your feelings. So sway them with that.
That's worth the price of admission right there, you guys. I mean, really, it's that simple. Get excited about it because you've watched it and you know that you know. Share that passion and that emotion to get them to watch the video. You sparked the interest. That was worth the price of admission right there. Great job, Laura. All right, anything else that you wanted to add to that? It didn't sound like you were done. I interrupted you.
I can always keep going. I mean, I'm just thinking about the people that have just signed up on the Forever Pack and how, I can't wait to see their stories. Guys, when you sit back into the intent, I'm like, here, I could not get on Isagenix to watch Isagenix events. My internet was down. Okay, we had mudslides, storms, all that stuff, and New Year's. I couldn't go to New Year's kickoff, and so here I am getting an internet guy to come into my house, and ironically, signing him up for Isagenix a few days later. But you can't discount whoever is coming into your path. Okay, treat every single human being that is coming into your path as an opportunity for like golden nuggets of conversation. Okay, you just never know, because you think, like, sometimes people get so dead set on, oh, I really just want to share it with my sister-in-law, but I expected her to love it and she's not. And so many people get stuck on the conditions and expectations that we place on other people and what the reactions are going to be, and it literally can stop you from sharing this with an audience of people that are so ready to attract and gravitate to you. So get very clear and just be open to, it's not exactly the words that really matter. Like I was, Lenny was so enthusiastic about it. I told him yesterday, I'm like, you could be sharing potatoes with me and I'd be like, yes to those potatoes, because you just want enthusiasm. So
Can I just say something? I want to say something right there, because it's what I believe now. This mastermind is great because it brings things to clarity that we didn't realize before we started talking. And that is, I get really wrapped up in what the person just told me their challenge was, because I'm listening to them. They're telling me what it might be their knees, it might be their shoulder, it might be that they can't leave the house because they get lost, their spouse and they're their caregiver, whatever the case might be. Cells, right? I get really wrapped up in the hope for them that I now can correlate between their challenge and the great amount of hope that I have for them overcoming that challenge now, because we just met and I have the solution. And I get so wrapped up in like, I am so excited for you to get on it. I know it's going to help you, you know, and they feel that. And that transfer of my spirit communicating that to their spirit, because I feel it inside me, is what gets them to say yes before they've even seen the video, before they even know what they're saying yes to. Because there's that trust and that actual integrity of spirit. This spirit saying to that spirit, I've got your solution. I got your back right now. And there's no question about it. So you guys, that when you just got to know, again, these products and this Forever Pack, it is the solution. It's always the Forever Pack. And then we build on the backside of that, right? And we add more, because anytime you add a product in Isogenics, it does something more. But when we get to the DNA, that is the foundation of everything, your knees, your cardio, everything, right? We've gone through that. But I get wrapped up, what you were just saying, when I listen to them, Laura, I'm getting wrapped up in the hope that I have for their challenge that they just shared with me. And I stick on that. I don't go into the science. You're going to lead them to the video so that they can have that same knowing that you now know. And that's what happens when you transfer them to the video. They watch it. They make that connection now. So when they call back, it's a yes.
Yeah.
And somebody said to you, right, Angel, there was no enrollment button. Where's the enrollment button?
Yeah, she said I watched the video, but it didn't say where to sign up at.
Yeah.
Like, game changer.
Excellent stuff. I know we're going a little bit long on this. I think it's worth it. Again, the price of admission, totally worth it.
Yeah.
Anything you want to bring up?
Am I here still?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. I just want to finish on my one piece there of like what you just said, you know, because I always tell people the best gift that I can give another human being is the expectation of their success. Right? Whether they say they're not ready yet and I hold that place in that for them, I say I put it in, you know, those globes that you like, those snow globes that you shake. I literally, like, when I want to hold that expectation of success for someone and they're not ready, I say stick them in the snow globe. Like, I literally just put them in a successful place in my mind, and they usually come back to me. But no matter what, use the video for their logical brain, because first you're swaying someone with the emotional side of your belief in what it's done for you or what you've seen it done for in others. And when you're just getting started and you haven't had as much belief yet inside you, use the community. Okay, that's when you reach out to the community and you're like, I'm just getting started in this. I'm basically being a guinea pig. Be a guinea pig with me. But there's thousands of people in this community that are all attesting to insane results. That is just amazing. Like, take a look at this. Do it with me. So don't feel like you have to wait. Use the video, because the emotional thing happens first, but your logical brain wants to back it up. And that's where the science comes in beautifully, where you can just say, watch the video, because the video is going to match the same level of logic, which is like, oh my gosh, unlimited amazingness. That's going to match your emotion.
Right.
So
but if they don't watch the video and they give you the excuses, that's because they're not ready yet. And that goes back to what we've already talked about. You don't want them on your team because you'd be pulling them along at that moment. Like Laura, you said, my sponsor, I would have been a pain in the butt for her had I said yes 2 years earlier when I wasn't ready. So don't be attached to that. Again, remember your intentions. Anybody else before we close out? What's coming up?
Yeah, and I want to say too, you know, although Isogenesis totally got my attention when I heard the story, it's not what moved the needle for me. It was the opportunity. I'm proud to say it. You know, I was totally praying for a way to get my kids' college paid for, to get out of debt, and to finish my house, my beautiful home that has no deck. Like, I had all these visions of what I wanted to create, and I was more hungry for the opportunity as a vehicle than I was even about the products. But I knew about network marketing. I knew there had to be something out there with the integrity and the proof that, you know, that Isogenesis in particular was able to provide for me. So sometimes you got to listen for that as well. you
Yes.
know, and I think that that's why I'm always thinking U+2 and listening for also their financial pain, because there's a lot of people in financial pain. So keep that ear out as well. Yes, if you don't love the product, then there's no business opportunity for you. But it doesn't mean you can't have the conversation around the business as well
I had
first.
a phone call with
And
someone just today that's their pain. They want passive income. He makes good money, but he
right,
doesn't own his life. He
right,
wants passive income. Yeah.
right. So I got started on the product after with the same mindset of I'm interested in looking into this business. If I can stand behind these products, I got on them, and then they blew my mind even more. And then I was like, oh my God, and it was the same thing, always ending that call, just like you were saying, Laura, with that just expectancy. You're holding the space for that. And I tell them, I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited for you to watch this science, to just affirm to your brain, to your logical brain, what you're feeling right now, and just in this conversation and the possibilities for you. So I am so excited. Congratulations for being open. There are no mistakes. There's no mistake that we're having this conversation. And I say that to everyone.
Yeah.
To the mechanic at the store yesterday. I mean, I was like, oh, you're a mechanic here. He's like, yes, I am. And I said, I said something. He's like, yeah, I'm not even working today. I just came in to get some coffee. I just dropped my kids off at school. And I said, well, you came in here to meet me. My mentor, like this amazing guy, was a mechanic, and now with Honda. And he's now, I'm looking as if he's here, and he's now a millionaire. And the guy, really? Right? And that appealed to him. Didn't even talk about the products. He's going to be on your podcast, and we're having a conversation. And then I did say, the products need to make sense. So let's start right here. Foreverpack.com. Learn about it. It's going to blow your mind. So be open to that too. Just really listen for that too. And for some of my customers too, if there's any objection at all, or just, even before they want to watch the video, oh, I just don't have any money right now to even think about making a decision. I might just say, you know what? I care about your pocketbook as much as I do your health or your wallet. I really do. And thankfully, we can just watch it, because you're going to be really surprised at not only how affordable it is, but how you might save money. So just watch it and see if it makes sense to you, because we have solutions around that too. We can totally work around it. So don't let them stop you with that objection. At least take it one level before you hang it up and say, okay, next. Right? Because sometimes they just are so in that mindset of scarcity that they you can't crack that open yet. So
And there's a way of
I just wanted to share
that too, to where you're not offending them and you're that annoying salesperson. The way you can wrap that with integrity, because you really care, could be what Esther Hicks was talking about. You could make that timing for her, because if she's waiting until she's financially ready, she'll never be ready. So it's going to take somebody who does know how to articulate to them. So the timing is now. When would be the best time to get started?
Yeah.
So what else is coming up for anybody before we close this out? Anything?
Yeah.
What do you guys say when someone says, well, how much is this? That's usually, I always tell people, like, that's a very normal human being response to, I've got something that you should see, and how much, and usually, I mean, that could be anything, right? And I think it's important that people don't shun that and don't worry about it. I always tell people, my personal thing is, what you spend is what you get. You can always spend more or less depending on what you want to order, but looking and feeling better starts with these two products. Take a look at them, and then we'll talk about, simple solutions that fit your budget. Once they take a look at it, it is a simple solution. This is, extremely affordable. Just wanted to bring that up.
We could even say it's cheaper than a Burger King meal, right? Like literally, we could say that.
Yeah, and you can also just hold the posture too, and just say, you're gonna, once you see the value in this, don't even worry. Just watch the video. You'll understand not only how much it is, but how much the value of it is, and how much it's going to save you. And if money's really of concern for you, we have some options for that too.
And you guys
Keep
say
them
that.
curious.
You guys are saying that you're unattached, like Lenny was talking about, and that makes you not the annoying salesperson. Even though you're still like trying to like push them in a direction, you're not doing it in an annoying way. Because literally, you're not attached to the outcome, but you are attached to, hey, I got to give this person everything I've got, because they're depending on me to do that, right? Lenny.
I wanted to say one thing in my closing remarks. This has been so amazing for me. I mean, I think we could go on another hour or two easily, but remember, inside of your own being, three three things. I wrote 5 down, but 3: super simple, completely affordable, mind-blowing science. 4 is seriously duplicatable. But 5 is, but first, testimony. We have to remember the order. Super simple, completely affordable, mind-blowing science, seriously duplicatable. But then 5 is but first, testimony. And so remember, there's all these clever ways, and you're going to get better and better. I love what Laura said, be bad until you're good. I mean, it's so amazing. And the word emotion, I had a breakthrough. Take the E off. What does it spell? Motion. It's what starts everything. Our energy, our emotion is motion, right? And then just let the video do the heavy lifting, the logic, the knowledge, and all that. Yeah. And again, I have a couple other things I just feel like sharing right now, and that is when people ask you how you are, let's be the leader. Leaders make eye contact first. Leaders say hi first. Leaders smile first. Guys, let's be the leaders that leaders are looking for. And so when we say, hi, how are you? And they tell us, well, how are you? Oh my gosh, I'm so amazing. I'm celebrating. Well, what are you celebrating? That's when, one of the reasons I want you to watch the video is Dave goes over story after story after story after story of the Forever Pack. Know these stories because you can be celebrating the stories. I just met this person that in one day this happened. That's why I'm celebrating. Or you can say so many different things because we should be celebrating on a constant level. And one last thing that I learned from Andrea Henkart that I use all the time, Angel and I used it just the other day. Anytime you go out to eat, anytime you're anywhere, Dave says it in the 7 steps to take me to your leader. And that is, I like your shoes. I like this. I like that. Make a genuine compliment, but then say, you know what? You've gone out of your way to make me feel so good today at the restaurant or wherever you are, or the shopping experience. You know, you'd be really good on our team. Pause. And then they'll say, well, what team is that? And then you could say something like, well, we have a team of people that love helping people become healthier than they already are, wealthier than they already are. You'd be really good. Would you be open to watching some mind-blowing science? And if you connect with that, we can talk. And then boom, you get their cell phone because you're going to text them, foreverpack.com. Don't complicate it. Just get them the video, and then you've done your job. You know, so this is so exciting, you guys. There's so many things that are coming out of this for me. That I love it. I love this.
Yeah. Did you want to say something, Angel? No, you're good. All right, you guys all good? We feel like like you were saying, like we can go on for another.
We could go on forever.
You know.
I think next time should be, you know, actually creating a panel and having some people raise their hand and ask their questions and letting us go ahead and just answer them. That might be real fun.
The connecting piece, part 3. I like it. All right, you guys. Thank you.